Now we're going to simplify fractions. There's 3 basic divisibility rules you should know, and then simplifying fractions is easy. The first one, if I have an even number, it's divisible by 2. All right, that one you know. If a number ends with 0 or 5, it's divisible by 5. So we always look to see if a number is even, if it's divisible by 5. One you might not know. If the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3, it's divisible by 3. Multiple means in your multiplication tables. So now, let's see. I look at 65. So the first question is, which ones are divisible by 2? All right, so to divisible by 2, it has to end in an even number, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. So, is 65 divisible by 2? No. Is 176 divisible by 2? Yes, because 6 is even. Is 50 divisible by 2? Yes, 0 is even. Is 750 divisible by 2? Yes, it's an even number if it ends in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. 495, is that divisible by 2? No. Is 7,300 divisible by 2? Yes. Is 741 divisible by 2? No. So these are my numbers divisible by 2. All right, let's see. We're going to list the numbers that are divisible by 5. Is 65 divisible by 5? Yes, it ends or 5 or 0. Is 176 divisible by 5? No. This would have to be a 5 or 0. Is 50 divisible by 5? Yes. Is 750 divisible by 5? Yes. Is 495 divisible by 5? Yes. Is 7,300? Yes. Is 741? No. All right, so now, the last one. If the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3, that means it's in the 3's times table, then I can divide it by 3. So let's check. 65. So what I do is I add these digits up, I get 11. 11 is not a multiple by 3. 1 times 3 is 3, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12. It's no way is it 11. All right, I go to 176. I add the digits. 7, 8, and 6 is 14. Does 3 go into 14 evenly? No. So it's not divisible by 3. 5 and 0 is 5. Not divisible by 3. Is 750 divisible by 3? I add up my digits. 7 and 5 is 12. Yes, 3 does divide into 12. So 750 is divisible by 3. 495. I add up my digits. I get, well, any way you want. 5 and 4 is 9. 9 and 9 is 18. Does 3 go into 18 evenly? Yes. So 495 is evenly divisible by 3. Is 7,300 divisible by 3 evenly? In other words, does 3 go into that evenly with no remainder? No, because 7 and 3 is 10. Doesn't work. 741. I'm going to get a 12. Does 3 go into 12 evenly? Yes. So 3 will go into 741. So we're going to use these facts when we simplify fractions. Now we're going to simplify fractions. Let's say I have a fraction like 10/15. It's not in simplest form. What I'm looking for is a number that divides into 10 and into 15 evenly. So I use my divisibility rules. First of all, they're not even, right? 15 is not even. It has to be both. You have to use the same number twice. A common mistake for people that forget fractions, they'll go 5 into 10, 2, and then 3 into 15, 5. You cannot do that. Whatever number you pick, I have to divide into both the same number, the numerator and denominator. So they're not even, 5's not even, 2 won't work. Next thing I always check is 5. If they end in 0 and 5, they're divisible by 5. So that means they're both divisible by 5. 5 into 10, 2. 5 into 15, 3. 10 15ths is the same as 2/3. All right, we'll do another one. Let's say I have 6 over 48. So now I want a number that divides into both. If you see that 6 divides into both, you'll get the answer faster. I can go 6 into 6, 1, 6 into 48, 8. For those of you that maybe did not see that, it doesn't matter. Let's say you always, if you're not good at this, you all know even numbers. I can always start with 2. These are both even numbers. So 2 and the 6 is 3. 2 and the 48 is going to be 24. Then you cannot leave your answer like that. You have to check your answer to make sure that I can't simplify it anymore. And I always check 2, 3, and 5. If 2, 3, and 5 doesn't work, then you can always think 7 or 9. So I look and I go, well, they're not even. How about 3? 3 works. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 24, 8. You get the right answer. It takes you a little longer. Let's say I have one like this, 12/15. I need a number, got to use the same number twice. So they're not even, 2 doesn't work. I always check 2, 3, and 5. So 5 doesn't work. It doesn't end in 0 or 5, both of them. So I check 3. 3 will work. 3 into 12, 4. 3 into 15, 5. So 12/15 equals 4/5. All right, we'll do a couple more. Let's say I have 15/45. Again, if you see that 15 goes into both, fabulous. You'll get the answer faster. You'll just go 15 into 15, 1, 15 into 45, 3. I'm worried about the people that don't see that. So, let's say you didn't see that. You always think in your head when you're stuck 2, 3, or 5. So I look, they're not even, 2 doesn't work, and I go, they both end in 5s. 5 will work. So I can go 5 into 15, 3. 5 into 45, 9. Then you always look at your answer to see if anything else I can do. I check 2, 3, and 5 again. Well, 3 works. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 9, 3. So you get the 1/3. It just took you a little longer. All right, let's do another one. 24/30. So I want a number that divides into both. Again, you have all this choice. If you see that 6 goes into both, you can go 6 into 24, 4, 6 into 35, and get 4/5 right away. Let's say you just didn't see 6. So if I have 24/30, and you're not sure, always think 2, 3, and 5. Well, I can't use 5 because that's a 4, so I can think of 2 and 3. So actually they both work, but if I look at this, they're even numbers, you could always start with 2. 2 into 24 is 12. Half of 30 is 15. Then I've got this smaller. I can go, okay, 3 into 12, 4. 3 into 15, 5. Like I said, it just took you a little longer. Let's do another one. 21/28. So I look at this and I think, if you get stuck, always think 2, 3, or 5. They're not even, 2 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work. It doesn't end in 0 or 5. I check 3 and I go, well, 8 and 2 is 10, so 3 doesn't work. So my 2, 3, and 5 doesn't work. So then in your head you think 7 or 9. And I go, 7 works. So 7 into 21, 3. 7 into 28, 4. I get 3/4. Let's do 18/27. Again, if you see that 9 goes into both, fabulous. 9 into 18, 2. 9 into 27, 3, and you get it right away. I worry about the people that don't see it. If I have 18/27 and I don't see 9, always just think 2, 3, or 5. And I say, well, 27, 2 doesn't work. So I try 3 in my head, and I go, 3 works. So 3 into 18, 6. 3 into 27, 9. But you cannot leave it like that. You always check your answer and see if I could simplify further. 3 goes into both. 3 into 6, 2. 3 into 9, 3. And we'll do one more. What if I have one like this? 8 over 8. Hopefully you know that anything divided by itself is 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 8, 1. So simplifying should be easy. One more thing about simplifying fractions. If I have something like this, 2,000 over 18,000, you're not going to be afraid of zeros or some big numbers. Basically, what we want to do is knock off our zeros. In other words, if I'm dividing 10 into each, I can knock off a pair of zeros. I can knock off this pair of zeros. Remember, when we knock them off, it means here I was dividing by 10, now 100. Now I can knock off this and get 1,000. So what I'm doing is saying 1,000 into each. But I can knock off pairs of zeros. But remember, it's not sideways. It's a numerator and denominator. So now that equals 2/18. Then I can simplify that. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 18, 9. All right, let's do another one. 240 divided by 400. I can knock off this pair of zeros. That's dividing 10 into each. That's all I can do. Then I got to simplify my fraction. Again, if you see 4 goes into both, or you could start with 2. It's up to you. But 4 into 24 is 6. 4 into 40 is 10. Then I can go 2 into 6, 3. 2 into 10 is 5. If you saw that 8 goes into both first, we definitely could have done that. I'm just worried for the people that can't see that. All right, let's say I have 800 divided by 1,200. I can knock off pairs of zeros. Psh, psh. There we go. 4 into 8, 2. 4 into 12, 3. I get 2/3. All right, let's do another one. 700 divided by 2,100. I can knock off my pairs of zeros. 7 to 7, 1. 7 to 21, 3. Let's say I have 300 divided by 36,000. I have to be careful. I can only knock off pairs of zeros. This would be dividing by 10. This would be dividing by 100. This one is left. So you just can't knock them all off. Then what I'm simplifying is 3 over 360. So 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 360. Well, 3 into 3, 1. So I get 1 over 120. That's it.